Hey folks, so today we'll talk about the neurosymbolic RAG and actually neurosymbolic knowledge graphs and how they could help us to move forward with the reasoning. Because, yeah, we've all seen the GPT-4o and the thinking tokens, and they promise us that LLM have ability of reasoning, but to be honest, I don't believe on this because, it's based on transformers, and transformer are probabilistic statistical model, and statistical models are quite far from ability to reason. And we need to get back, because if we will talk to the if we will take back to the early stages of the artificial intelligence, somewhere in late 50s, when Lisp was designed, so it was mainly about the symbolic calculations and symbolic reasoning. And Lisp was the language for the artificial intelligence that was visioned by MacArthur as this homoiconic language that was capable to understand own program as a set of symbols and do calculations on top of symbols. And it was the revolutionary idea that, you remove the difference between the code and data, and you give the ability to the program to be the self-aware and self-transform and learn and transform itself. So it was mind-blowing, and it was late 50s. And, so Lisp was one of the key language for the artificial intelligence, and it was mainly around the symbolics. And then in 70s somewhere, we got the Prolog. And Prolog was based not on the lambda calculus as the Lisp was, but on completely different, but still Turing complete concept of the formal logic. And formal logic, it's exactly about the reasoning. It's rule-based reasoning, deductive reasoning, and ability to create the solvers that could take your logical puzzles and offer you a couple of solutions. And Prolog, together with the backtracking, actually is the powerful mechanism for the expert systems, and it was the basic of the artificial intelligence things in the 70s, and it was chosen by Japan, for example, to build this new fifth generation of computing. But unfortunately, then we hit the IE winter, and everybody forget about the Prolog. But Prolog was the same to Lisp in the terms that you operate with symbols, you operate with rules, and you have ability to consume your own symbols and understand your own program and then transform it. So I guess that Prolog somehow is yet another homoiconic language. And right now, we have the LLMs and the neurosymbolic approach. Do not fight with the one another. It's accept that we use the neural networks, deep learning, and reinforcement learning, and all this cool stuff that we achieved in the machine learning. But we combine them with the reasoning part that actually based on the formal logic, for example, or some other methods that encourage the knowledge graphs as a semantic, logical structures, and all those things, and make ability to give the LLM tools for reasoning. And tools not just for reasoning, but maybe for much better retrieval of the information. So it's where we're talking about the graph and actually the RAGs that based on the neurosymbolic techniques and the graphs. So the knowledge graphs still is a huge topic in a neurosymbolic area, and if you will take a look to the Medium, I have the article that actually describe how you could model graphs and how you could model even the graphs, knowledge graphs ontologies on based on the deductive databases and data log. And data log, let's say, there's a limited Prolog that operates with data. And in my article, I really prove that if we really want, we could quite elegantly model the graphs and complex relations and complex ontologies as a rules in a deductive database. And right now we get into the bigger idea and emerging field in machine learning, that we have the neurosymbolic methods, and we have a lot of research around the neurosymbolic RAG and graphs that actually bring the rules to the game, and you could have rule-based entity recognition for graphs. You could have the rule-based construction of the graphs, and you could have the rule-based and formal logic retrieval for your information, and you could create the complex rules. You could even make this graph of rules and all other things that really encode some complex relation in your record retrieval, where the rules will work together with the graphs. But as I mentioned in my article, I proved that formal logic is good enough for the knowledge graphs to move forward, and they solve a lot of challenges that are not possible to solve in a classical RDF OVL ontology things. So looks like we have some kind of future in neurosymbolic methods and the graph retrievals, and we just empower the existing LLM, or in my humble opinion SLMs, that will be the graph aware and rule and logic aware, and we will finally have the artificial intelligence that are capable to reason as a human. So that's all that I was keen to share with you. I will share some articles and maybe some interesting papers. Follow my Medium channel together with my YouTube channel, and if you're doing something in the field, just let me know. I will be happy to talk with you. See you next time. Choose.